Hey y'all, this is Jesse. This is Dad. I thought I'd do a video today for my kids. Been thinking about what to say and how to say it, and yeah, I miss you kids a lot. A lot. It makes me tear up a little bit thinking about it. So there might be a few tears in this video, because of our family situation, you know? I try not to think about us too much. I think about you kids a lot, and when I do, I get really depressed. And it hurts. It hurts a lot that our family's broken like it is. And it's my fault, you know? I couldn't stand your mother, so it's my fault. And your mother didn't want to live like I live. And so it's also her fault. I want you to know I have never cheated on your mother. I'm not that kind of person. I don't do hard drugs. I don't drink a lot. I haven't been on mental medication for over 6 months. So what you're seeing here is normal dad when folks don't mess with him. When there's not a ton of family problems making me upset. You're seeing a normal guy. Okay? Yes, I'm religious. I haven't had mental issues for close to 4 months, aside from depression from our family. I haven't had any schizophrenia at all. Okay? And it's because of no drama. No family drama. Okay? None of you, not having to speak with your mother, to speak with Granny or Pappy, unless I want to, and not having to put up with particularly Shalome's drama generation. Because she's a little bit of a drama queen. We know Shalome. She's going to come up with something. It's been good for me to be able to be emotionally stable. That's not saying I don't miss you, Shalome. I miss you. And Josiah, I miss you. And Noah, I miss you kids so much. I want you kids in my life. But the adults in our family, I don't want in my life. They're bad for me. I'm going to show you my property, show you what I've been up to. Your dad's not a lazy bum. Okay? Look. See this behind me? That's a pile of trees that I cleared on my property. And you kids might not be able to see it too good. I'm going to show you the property. Okay? The property is cleared. Okay? I haven't been able to find work because the economy's bad. But the property is cleared, and when I say cleared, I mean it. Okay? That whole front of the property is cleared. Now I'm going to show you what my shop and everything looks like because, well, I want you to see that I'm trying to do good for us. Or at least myself. Okay? I don't know if you can see this back here. That's the well house that I'm building. Okay? So I've got two major projects going on. I'm clearing the property. I'm building a well house to have running water out here. I know where my septic tank is. Okay. And I'm working hard. It's taken me all of January, all of February, and we're into March to get that far. I get up in the morning and I work for myself to try to get something beneficial done. I've got tick poison to spread out here on the property, and I'm gonna use it. It only cost me like $30. Okay? I want you to know I'm trying to make this place a place that you can come visit. I paid my debts, most of them. I've got one debt left. And that one I'm not sure I can pay it. I'm still a Bible student, and the reason why I put the videos on the internet is for you kids. Okay? I explain that stuff, and it's for you kids. Yeah, I teach other people. Yeah, I get on there and I debate and talk about things. Because it's religion, you're supposed to do that. But the majority of the reason why I do that is because I want you kids to listen to your father, to what he says, to have a chance to learn from me. I haven't been able to get a lot of the things done that I needed to get done. I've got a new van, and I sleep in that, and that's, as much as I can do with that. And it's costed me a lot of money to put the well in as far as I have. Got all the parts bought except for the pipe. And like I said, I got my debts paid. I went to school to get my commercial driver's license so that I can drive a truck for a living. And I put applications in. And I put applications in for other stuff to try to find work. And it's been hard because I've been getting just a lot of rejection letters. Okay? I still have a little bit of money left. It's not much. You would think, $4,000, well, that's a lot of money. But $4,000 is barely enough to cover the pipe and the roofing and perhaps the siding on my well house and feed me for a little while. And pay for my cell phone bill and gasoline and car insurance. Okay? It's not very much money in today's society. It's like maybe a month's worth of paychecks. So I'm going to try to get my projects done, and then I haven't gone to court because well, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what you told the judge. I'm afraid that you don't want to see me. And this summer I spent several months walking all over Florida after the court date you kids were taken away. It hurt me so bad that I wasn't able to function like a normal human being at all. I spent weeks angry at your mother, at myself, at the government, at the situation that I know even if I fight, I might not be able to change things. And so I'm afraid of what you told the judge. I could get copies of it if I wanted to, but I'm afraid to. So far, your mother has hurt me because, well, she does things to please herself and not the family. And your your pappy has hurt me because when I tell him don't do something, that's exactly what he does. Don't do that, it's going to mess you kids up. Don't get aggravated because, well, you know, you got to have a good relationship with your grandchildren. And when I tell Granny, hey, Granny, don't be liberal. You're going to mess things up. Well, she did exactly that. So every person in our family has hurt me. Okay? And I say things, I get mad and I say things. But you know what they're getting upset about? They're getting upset about me telling the truth about what they're doing. Okay? And there's other things that are involved here, kiddos. I have prayed enough prayers to know that the Almighty God is using me for a task. I pray prayers. I talk to God about nations, about sicknesses, about the world to come, about how to prepare for the world to come. And I ask about things, okay? And I know about prophecy before it happens. I know what's going to happen before it happens. And I've asked for things that have killed millions of people. Because that's what I am, that's what I do. That's what I'm supposed to be. A lot of the so-called sickness is not sickness. I have told Pappy multiple times about things that are going to happen before they happen, and he never believed me. I told your mother what she was going to be and what she was going to turn into before she did. Okay? And she didn't believe me when I told her. You kids, you go to a Trinitarian liberal church that teaches you it's okay to be sinful and find forgiveness. And it's not okay. It's not okay. That's not good. You kids, if you don't have your father, you need to read your Bible and get it right from God. And not just read your Bible, but spend the time. Keep trying to learn Hebrew like I was teaching you. Keep trying to learn Greek like I was teaching you, or going to teach you also. Okay? Be careful of fake truth. Truth is not a story. Truth is fact. Truth is real. It's real things that happened that you can put your finger on, that you know this happened. Okay? Truth is not I can be whatever I want to be. Truth is women grow up and they become wives and they have children. Okay? They get pregnant, have children. That's truth. Men grow up, boys grow up, they become men. And then you have to work your whole damn life, okay, to support a woman. And if that woman's not good, then you get raked over the coals and get everything stolen from you, including your children. That's truth. And it's heart-wrenching. But the other truth is, if you grow up and you're a good person and you have babies and you stay together with your spouse, then you have an amazing, wonderful life. Okay? And it's worth it. It's worth it, okay? But it's not worth it to be single or to be gay. And then when you're about 50 or 60 years old, you realize you have nothing to leave behind you. You have no progeny to watch grow. You have no children to watch grow, no grandchildren to watch grow. And a lot of folks that are old and single or old and gay or old and thrust away from their family members like I am, they commit suicide. I am not in the position where I want to. I don't want to. I'm in the position that's like, okay, I don't know what to do between now and when you kids graduate high school or turn 18. I don't know what to do. I don't know even if I go to court and fight it, if it's going to be worth the money and time, or if you kids even want to see your dad. I don't know. I don't know what you told that judge. I know that when we went to court, the reason that you kids don't see me has nothing to do with abuse. The judge told me, no, sir, we did not find abuse. I said, well, Judge, why did you take my kids from me? You know what her answer was? Because we don't agree with the way you're raising your children. Okay. I've got one judge that unlawfully told me that I wasn't allowed to spank, even though in the Florida state laws it says you're allowed to spank children. And then the other judge unlawfully took you kids from me, not because I wasn't paying child support, not because I had mental problems, not anything else, but because they disagreed with the way I was raising you kids on the weekends. That's all. That's what happened. That's what really happened. Okay? And that's not a system that I, as a father, can fight. I don't have the money to fight that. Okay? I haven't been given the opportunity to earn the money to fight that yet. I want to. I want to fight it and I want to win. Because I want you kids in my life. I miss seeing you, Josiah. Kiddo, you're really smart. And stable-minded in a lot of ways, but I know that you lie too. You need to be careful of your lies, bud. You need to be careful to learn the good things. I want you to read Proverbs and Ecclesiastes multiple times. And above all, read what Jesus says in the Gospels over and over again. Memorize it. Make it part of who you are. Noah, you do that too. Noah, look. Look at me, son. I know you're smart enough to learn. You're not as forgetful as you act. I know that. I know that because you made good grades this year. You have to try harder to learn things. That's fine. That's normal for some folks. But I also know that you're very much more active. And an active person can work hard and make a lot of money. Okay? Your sister is smart. Your brother is smart. Your sister has more or less seems to have adopted the attitude of your mother. She's going to act stupid or dumb or create drama for attention. You boys better not do that. You better not end up as little criminals. Noah, you had better go to school every day because I know you can skip and your mom won't even know it. Okay? Or if she finds out, she won't care. Do you understand? You had better go to school. You had better learn things. Don't drop out. That goes for you too, Josiah. Now, talked about Shalome a little bit. Shalome, girl, you need to get your drama under control. I know you've kind of gotten over the gay thing a little bit. That's what Aunt Kristen tells me. As a father, Shalome, now is the time that you need me most, even if you don't think you do. It's the time where you're growing into your emotions, you're growing as a woman. You need someone there to protect you so that you don't make bad mistakes. And the liberal world that is will let you make those mistakes and tell you that it's a wonderful, fun thing to do. You need to quit acting like you're dumb. You're not dumb. You need to quit acting dumb like playing the part of the dumb girl. You're not a dumb girl, okay? If you continue to do that, you'll be treated like that for the rest of your life. You need to learn how to act and dress intelligent, because you are an intelligent woman, and human beings around you need to know that, okay? I know that you have manipulated your brothers into whatever they said in court. I'm fairly certain of it. Maybe not Josiah so much, but I know you can manipulate Noah, and I know that you do it. Okay, I know that you do it to both of them. You need to stop that. Manipulation is no good if it causes bad results. And I can tell you that I already know that both of those boys miss me. And I know that you miss me too, because it's been 6 months. And kids, even though they think they get away with something, change their mind. No matter what you said in court or how bad it was that what you said would hurt me. I know that you miss your father, because that's what children do when they don't have their fathers around. Okay? And I know that because I miss you kids too. So, I think that as a family we made a mistake. I'm not sure I can be the one to fix it. And I told you kids before, when you want to see me, you go after your mother and you talk to her until she wants to let me see you kids again. Because I don't have the money to make that change. Okay? And I did get a substantial sum of money. I had to pay debt. I had to buy a car. I had to go to school. And I have to do some things so that I can have you kids over here on the weekend. And that's what I'm doing. I can't just go waste everything in the court and then them say, oh, well, you don't have a job. You don't have a way to support these kids. You don't have a way to take care of them on the weekend. So, I'm going through a very expensive process to try to do this. And the worst part of it is I'm having to go through this process without work, without income. And so I don't know how far through the process I'm going to be able to get before you turn 18. And that's a dangerous thing for you. Because there is a God in the world. I talk to him every day. Or almost every day. Okay? And that God in the world is not a Trinitarian God and hates Trinitarian believers with a passion. Okay? The way you know that is if you look in Revelation, it calls Rome the great whore. Rome was basically progenitor religion. Rome and Catholicism was the progenitor religion of Trinitarian beliefs. And God was calling that the great whore. It says it right there in Revelation. It's like chapter 17 or something. Okay? So, you kids, I know you want to just have fun at church. Not all of life is fun. Okay? Life can be fun until you get out of school. And when you realize that the real world is a whole lot worse than school, and most of the time, that's when you're like, oh man, that kind of sucks. Because the real world is you get up and you go to work every day and you save a little bit of money, and rich people try to take as much as they can from you. Okay? And that's how the real world works. You have to work in order to be able to eat. You might be able to get government benefits or what have you, but you might not, because the government might fail. Okay? And we're looking at the politics. If you pay attention to politics, the politics of today is trying to straighten that out before the government does fail, but it's very close to failing. And so I know that as a father, I need to be prepared for that. I need to be prepared for whatever stupid thing your mother does when you kids grow up and start rebelling from her. She might kick you out. And if that happens, call me. My phone number is 386-972-2255. Call Granny or Pappy. Don't block their phone numbers. That's cruel to do to your family. Don't block my phone number either. It's a cruel thing to do to me. Okay? Understand that the folks, the family members, the members, the folks that have known you all your whole life, that tell you don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, they're doing it out of love. Okay? Your mom has always let you get away with whatever you want to get away with most of the time. Whether that not be not going to school or going outside and doing stuff, staying up too late, or fighting with each other, or whatever it is that you're doing. She lets you get away with a lot of stuff and doesn't teach you the things that you need to know in life. And you kids will probably hate me for saying that. You'll hate me for saying that until you're like 25, and then you're like, you know what, Dad? Yeah. I've learned enough about reality to know. Yeah, you were right. And it hurts me so bad to know that I'm right and not be able to do anything about the situation because of society, because of the government, because of Granny and Pappy's intervention, and because you kids are going through a stage in life that you don't want. You don't want that, oftentimes. I hope that you do. I hope you want to be with your father at some point in the future. I'm not going to be an old rich man, that's for sure. Not if I can't get work. But I'll be an old righteous man. Or at least try to. And I want you kids to try to stay away from hard drugs. Please stay away from hard drugs. Don't ruin your brains. You know, like, it's a terrible waste of human life to get involved with that stuff. What you'll find in high school is that there'll be kids that try it and then try a little bit more and then try a little bit more, and before you know it, they're not going to school anymore because they're in jail, or they're not going to school anymore because they overdosed and killed themselves, or you might find somebody that tries a little bit and tries a little bit of something different, a little bit something different, and eventually they start going through really bad withdrawal symptoms. And that stuff is nasty. It's really nasty. Just a little bit can hurt somebody really bad. A little bit of fentanyl can kill somebody. You know, a little bit of methamphetamine can ruin your eyesight. It creates black and purple spots in your vision. A little bit of ecstasy can kill part of your brain so that you can't remember things that you should be able to, or you can't learn. Okay? Stay away from hard drugs. If you have to, drink alcohol. Whatever, like, just don't drink too much of it because it can kill you. If you have to try something, try a little bit of pot or whatever. Like, I'm not telling you to go out there and just smoke a ton or go out there and drink a ton, whatever, like, you're going to try some things. Don't try anything nasty that'll kill you. And by all means, don't ever try hallucinogenics, okay? Because the hallucinogenic drugs of today stay in your system for like 10 or 20 years and mess you up for the rest of your life. Don't try any opiates or any opiate derivatives or chemically structured drugs like opiates, okay? Just don't. Find something better to do, video games or something more fun, like go out and date a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something. Like there's way better things to have fun stuff. Go to the beach, like whatever, like go do something fun, okay? Don't do that stuff. Go do something fun. I would rather you skip school a couple days and go to the beach and not get tangled up in that stuff. Whatever, like do something good and wholesome and fun for yourself instead. You boys, I want you to lift weights while you're young. Get into some sort of physical activity that strengthens your body, makes you buff. You don't have to be on the wrestling team. That can hurt your bones. Do a little bit of weightlifting, do something that's aerobic, okay? Track and field or swimming or acrobatics or something, and lift, because, well, if you're a strong, good-looking man, the girls will like that. That's why I'm asking you to do that. And Shalome, do something aerobic, swimming, maybe track and field, maybe something acrobatic, okay? It's good for you. You'll be healthy and you'll be in shape and attractive, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? However, keep it in your pants, Don't fool around with nobody until you're good and married. And you're going to hear arguments like, "Oh, it's just a little piece of flesh," or "Oh, I want to go for a test drive," or I just really like you, so I don't want to get closer." Don't listen, okay? I cannot tell you the importance of only bonding your minds to one spouse. Okay? That is supposed to be a very, very wholesome life. I haven't cheated on your mother. Your mother is my first. It's been good for me. Aside from the family problems, that's been good for me. When human beings have too much sex with other people, and a lot of different people, it causes them to be unable to trust the opposite sex. Because they expect lies. Because they expect to be taken advantage of and get nothing in return. Because they have opened their feelings up and have gotten hurt. So, you kids, read as much in the Bible as you can about relationships. Study it on your own so you understand what type of relationships are good and what are bad. Don't be afraid of going to the library and picking up a book about male and female relationships and reading it. You might want to read more than one. However, anybody giving you advice that's bad, that says, oh yeah, just go have sex with whoever you want and it's going to be okay, don't listen to it, because it's not going to be okay. It's never in the history of the world okay. The greatest empires in the world were built on the nuclear family, and that is man, woman, and their kids. Okay? That's what generates the best family effect, regardless of religion. Okay? And that's what I want for you kids. I want you kids to have a good life. I don't want you to have the life that I had. Part of the reason, and I've told you kids this before, part of the reason why our family is as messed up as it is because of spiritual things. I married your mother knowing when I married her that she was going to do the things she did, or something similar. Before we even got married, I knew that she was not a good person, that she was not going to be a stable person. She might be a nice person. She might seem good in a certain light, but in the light of the Almighty, she's not a great person. Okay, because she was unable to stay with her husband and to do the things that I asked her to as a wife. And I wasn't being harsh. She thought she was being put into servitude when I was just asking her to, cook dinner, clean the house, take care of you kids, make sure you kids got got school, and that was it. She didn't have tons of stuff that she had to do. There was no crazy thing that I asked her to do. She just didn't want to stay home and be a wife. And it's kind of sad, but that's what happened. And I didn't react good to it. I was really upset with it. So, it is what it is. And I tried to teach her how to do those things, and she wouldn't listen. And, well, whatever, What's done is done. It can't be just changed, 10, 20 years after the fact. It'd be kind of nice if we could go back and have a couple redos, but, well, whatever, And look at me, I'm getting old, my beard's turning white. And you kids are getting older every day. And I miss you a lot. I miss you a lot. And the only times I don't think about it, I have to actively try not to think about you kids every day. Otherwise I fall apart and I can't work. And I don't want to be in that position. I would rather have you in my life. I have so many things to teach you about religion, about living life, about how to do neat things. All the gifts that I ever gave you from the time you were little kids up until this point in time were about how to explore the world, how to find out cool things, how to do neat stuff, you know? And there's so much in the world that is available other than just toys and video games that I, as a dad, was like, well, I want my children to be able to explore the world and conquer it. So I gave you gifts to be able to explore the world and conquer it. And it hurts so much to watch your mother just snatch those things away over and over again. I have to say, it's not out of selfishness or dad just wants to keep his money and just blah, 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 blah. I've been putting all of my money and effort into getting my property and me and everything prepared so that I can go to court and get you kids again. And that you'll have at least a place to live on the weekend. I've been putting all of my effort. I get up in the morning, I go in town, get my coffee, maybe some pizza. I socialize with the local bums a little bit because, you know, I'm a human being and I have to have social interaction. Then I come out here and I work until dark every day. That's what my days are like. That's what it's been like for the past 2.5 months. That's what I want to continue to keep doing, okay? Because I know if I keep working, eventually, even if it's only for myself, I'll improve my situation enough to be able to see you kids again. That's what I'm working. That's my goal. It's what I'm working forward right now. And I don't want to go through all that and then you kids tell me, Dad, I don't need you. Don't hurt me again like that. If you said bad stuff, don't do it. Please, don't do it. I know you kids want to go do fun stuff on the weekends and stuff, but you need to put up with your dear old dad wanting to be a father. Because you need a father. You do need a father. And your father wants to be there for you. And has always wanted to be there for you. And the only reason why I can't be there is because of circumstance. And because I think, for sure, wicked people have attacked me and ruined my chances. It's very obvious. Okay? I want you kids to know the truth of creation. I want you kids to learn science and math and valuable things. I want you kids to learn how the legal system in America works so that you can live here and prosper. Okay? I want you kids to learn chemistry and physics, if at all possible. I want you kids to go to school and finish. You don't have to do more than high school if you don't want to. But it would be smart if you started learning things on your own even during high school. Because the smartest folks that I have ever met in my life have never stopped learning. I'm kind of like that. You watch YouTube videos on how to do something and then you go do it. Khan Academy is wonderful for that. And so are YouTube videos. They're wonderful about that. Learn stuff. Don't just entertain yourself. Learn things. Make learning your entertainment. It's a valuable thing. I want you kids to learn how to debate. Learn what debate is. Learn what logical fallacies are. Because all humans have flaws in our thinkings, even myself. And a lot of people don't understand debate enough to know when a person is using a logical fallacy or not. Okay? A lot of people have tried to use that kind of thing on me. Sometimes they're right. And sometimes they just don't even know what they're actually, whether they don't even know that they're mislabeling truth as a logical fallacy. It's quite funny, actually. So, anyway, yeah. I want you to know that Dad misses you greatly and has been greatly hurt by the situation. And I'm sorry. I've been putting all of my money into preparing a place for you to come on the weekends, and I haven't bought birthday presents. And I haven't bought them and sent them because I know they're going to be taken away if I do. And I haven't bought them and sent them because I can't be there to watch you open them. And that hurts. And I haven't bought you presents because by the time they get to you, you could already not need them. Because I have no idea what you need now anymore. Because I'm not there with you. I don't talk to you on a regular basis. And that hurts. I could take the money and I could put it in a bank account and let it grow. And then it'll be there for you during college or something. Or I can take the money and I can put it into my property and developing things and put it toward court cost and maybe get to see you a year or two earlier. There's things that I know that you need for life that I could send you, but will disappear because of your mother. I know that Shalomi's at the age where she needs some sort of vehicle. Maybe next year or the year after that. But I also know that you live in a town where a car is not really necessary for a young person. And I wrecked enough cars as a young person that I don't want to take a chance on you. So the big ticket items like that are out because that. And in due time, you know, like maybe an e-bike or a moped or something like that would be reasonable. But I want to be there when you get it. Okay? And I think that's a reasonable thing for a father to want to do. And Josiah and Noah, I know they need tools to learn how to mechanic on things and build stuff. And do electrical stuff. And do airplane models. You need I know you got the tools that I gave you, and those went somewhere. I don't know where they went. So if you have them, I would imagine your mother already took them away. But there's other things for models that you needed. You needed paints and brushes. You needed spatulas and a number of other things to make those things happen. You needed glues. Okay? And, you know, how can I say this? I could buy you video games. I think those have already been provided to you by your mother. A PlayStation or something like that. Xbox or whatever, I don't know. And if I knew what kind of console you had, I would probably get you some cool video games that I liked to play back in the day. You know? But I don't know what you kids need. So the presents are on pause for now because Dad is putting all of his effort into getting himself into a situation where he can actually take care of you kids by himself on the weekends. And I have to do that before I go to court. Because if I go to court without having been prepared, without having a job, without having my child support paid up, they're just going to tell me no. So, from my end, in order to see you kids again, it's going to cost me a lot of money. I have to... Okay, so about $45,000 have already been spent on my schooling to get my CDL, my van, my debts, putting the well in, and getting things prepared, okay? Not on just clearing the property, but getting things prepared for the eventuality of this, okay? And I know that I'm only part way through this, okay? I've got a well and I've got a septic, but I have to spend another, at least, if I bought a big camper, at least $20,000, okay? For a big enough camper. If I bought a used mobile home, probably another $35,000 to get a used mobile home. And that doesn't count the moving costs, so it'd be closer to another $50,000. Okay, that means I have to have a good job, not just like a crap job. And that means I need to work like 50, 60 hours a week or more to be able to make a big enough paycheck to pay it off fast enough before you kids graduate from high school. I know I only have 3 years before Shalome graduates. Maybe 4 years. That's not a very long time. And you kids are now at the age where kids are typically starting to become the most expensive. The high school years, that's when that happens. And early college. And well, it's horrible that your dad can't even get a job. Not for lack of looking, but because the economy has just been like garbage. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe I'm just being pushed out of industry altogether or what have you. But I am working for myself, and I am being productive, and I am doing things anyway. Just because you don't work doesn't mean you don't do nothing. And I really do want the opportunities to be there so that I can make the money so that I can see you kids. I want those opportunities. So, and I want the opportunity to see you before you graduate. And I want to be there at your graduation days. Okay? I want to be there for your birthday parties. I want to be there. I want to be your father. I want you kids to come over for the summertime, and hang out and get to play in the creek and go shoot, come out here and go hunting, or whatever, or go fishing with me. Like, I want to do fun stuff. Or just sit around in the living room and play video games together. That's awesome. Fantastic. We couldn't do any of that stuff over at Granny and Pappy's because, well, they don't understand. They don't want to understand. So anyways, you kids, I love you very much. I miss you a ton. It hurts me to think about. I sat down and I decided to sit here and put into words my thoughts, what I'm doing with my life, and take a video of it. I'm gonna post this on YouTube. It might get me in trouble at court. I don't know. I may have to make it private or what have you. But I want you kids to be able to see that your father's doing something, and that I'm trying. And I'm crying because I miss you. And that's reasonable. That's a reasonable thing. And there's no good way to do this, because even the judges broke the law to make what happened happen. Okay? Court injunctions are not child custody issues. Court injunctions are not for determining child custody, especially when no abuse is found. They broke the law. And so I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do. And I'm going to upload the video because I love you, because I'm a father, because my religion and my family is more important than any punishments that I get. Okay? And it's reasonable. Kids, I love you very much. I miss you terribly. It hurts so painfully to think about. Come visit your dad when you can, as soon as you can. Don't forget who I am. I don't want to not recognize you when you grow up and you come visit in your 20s. Okay? That would be the most horrible thing. It would hurt me so bad to go through that. Come see me before then if you can. Okay? Because I miss you so much. Miss you so much. All right, I gotta get off. I can't do this anymore.